Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to 8 Ball Sports. Literally just recorded the Miami Notre Dame. Sorry if you see flashes. That's a TV behind me that you can't see because it'd be copyright issued. But just finished Miami Notre Dame post game analysis. Literally like 30 seconds ago. I had to type in its title and it's uploading right now because I'm trying to get these done quickly. Not trying to rush them, but trying to get these guys done for any of the fans of these pretty major games. If you're like a fan of a minor team, I'm probably not going to do post-game analysis unless it's like a crazy game. But if you're a fan of, you're like a top team in each conference, probably going to see your game here unless you're playing a terrible team, then I probably won't. If you're an Ohio State fan, you'll probably see post-game analysis on every game for the rest of the year. But, hat on backwards today because I just got out of the shower, as I mentioned in the last video, but I want to make sure, I'm not weird. Baylor rushing. Terrence Williams. First off, why am I rushing? 35-34, Texas upsets number 8 Baylor. So Baylor going down with the loss. And Terrence Williams for Baylor had a nice game, 180 yards and a touchdown, 24 carries, 180 yards and a touchdown. Seth Russell had 21 carries, 138 yards, as well as a score. And passing, Seth Russell was 50%. It's a little weak, 14-28, 226 yards, 2 touchdowns, and interception. So altogether, responsible for 3 touchdowns. I think 1 turnover. He could have fumbled. I don't write down who fumbled, so I'm sorry. But, and somewhere around 350 yards. 354? 364. 364. If you don't like defense, then just watch the Big 12 games. I know that's kind of, they have a reputation for being like that, but it's true. It's a sad part. This game was surprisingly low scoring for how many yards were put up. I'll talk about that later. But KD Cannon, 55 catches, not 50 catches. 5 catches, 86 yards, a touchdown. The best name in college football, Pooh Strickland, I believe. His first name is Pooh. Your parents must have been drunk or on something. If they really wanted to name you Pooh. Or they just didn't want you. You ever thought about that, Mr. Strickland? 1 catch for 45 yards. I kind of felt like I had to throw him in there, even though he had a catch. It was a big catch, too, so. Ishmael Zamora. They have some funny names here in Baylor. 445 and a score. When I say like 445, that just means 4 catches, 45 yards, and a score. Obviously means a score, but I just want to make sure you guys know. Kicking 2 for 2. 31 first downs for Baylor. Really beat out Texas in that department, but we'll talk about why they lost. Texas rushing Deontay Foreman, 32 carries, 250 yards, and 2 scores. Fantastic game for him. Passing Shane Buechele, 20 for 21, 291 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. A pretty solid game from him, too. They didn't ask him to throw much, but when he did, they were big explosive plays. I mean, he almost passed for 300 yards and only completed 12 passes. He completed over 50% of his passes, so not a bad day for, I believe, the freshman. Armani Foreman, I don't know if he's related to Deontay Foreman. I tuned in for the last part of this game, so they didn't say it, but the other Foreman, the receiving one, 4 catches for 142 yards and a score. Lorenzo Joe, another great name, 1 catch, 61 yards. Colin Johnson, 1 catch for 40 yards. Kicking, they were also 2 for 2. Did Baylor miss an extra point? I admit, I did not watch it until like Texas was driving down the field to kick the game-winning field goal. So I frankly, because they're, or did they go for 2? Did Texas go for 2 at some point to tie up the game? Leave that in the comment. I'm sorry, I can't watch every game at one time. I only have an iPad and a TV. At half the time on my iPad, I'm recording videos like this. With my computer, of course. But, first downs, 31-19. So pretty big difference there. But Texas was getting the big explosive plays. Baylor was driving down the field methodically. Total yards, 624. to 548. The defenses really showed out in this game. That accounts for, quick math, 1,172, I believe, yards. Great. I mean, if you like offense and scoring, that's great. I'll admit, every now and then, it's fun to just see teams chuck it up and their receivers come down for it. My voice is very hoarse right now. I think it's because I've been doing too many of these today. Pardon me again. I need to get a water over here for the next one. Both teams turned the ball over twice. Both had one interception. Both had one fumble. Third down conversions. Baylor was 50%. Texas was below. They were like 40%, around that margin. But the final score, Texas won, if you didn't catch that, 35-34, with a game-winning field goal going down. Hang on. No, they didn't miss an extra point. It would have been 28-28 maybe. I don't know if it was 28 or 28, but then they made two. Say they made the 2 field goals they made. They must have. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Leave in the comment section. I was too busy watching the Michigan State game, the Penn State Purdue game when it was in the first, second, or third quarter before they ran away with that one, or when my Ohio State game came on. Did this one come on at 2:30? This one came on at 2:30. I didn't even watch hardly any of this game. I just saw that they won because I flipped over and I watched them win. But final score 35-34. Texas wins. Gonna try to wrap this up quickly. I have a bunch of these to do tonight for you guys. But I don't. Baylor played a good game, but the Big 12 doesn't have defense. If a team in the Big 12 can get a defense, they're gonna win the Big 12 at least. I mean, as long as you have a mediocre offense. Say Kansas, for goodness sakes. If the Kansas had Ohio State's or Michigan's or Washington or Louisville's defense, then they would probably win the Big 12. And I'm not joking. Keep the same offense. Because if you can get a good defense to slow down these high-powered offenses, then all your offense has to do is beat a terrible defense, which is pretty much every team in the Big 12. Oklahoma was supposed to have the best offense, then they let up an FBS, or best defense, but then they let up an FBS record to Texas Tech's quarterback for most yards in a game or something. So, Texas comes out with a victory. I predicted it right on some pick-em app, but of course I didn't come out with college football predictions. But hey, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this, post-game analysis, predictions, stuff like that. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps, guys. And if you disagree, agree with me, be sure to leave in the comment section politely if you want to, and politely if you don't. But, I'd prefer politely. These are strings. Yeah, see you guys later.